Hey everyone, Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on the little things. And this is a mystery movie starring Denzel Washington and Rami Malek as two detectives going after a serial killer, or a suspected serial killer. They kind of don't really tell you. Played by Jared Leto. And it's a bit of a period piece. I'm not sure what year it's supposed to take place in, but according to the Wikipedia page, it was a screenplay written in '93 by what's his name? Hancock? I forget his first name. John Lee Hancock. And he wrote the screenplay, but Spielberg never directed it. And then at one point, it was. Because he thought it was too dark for him. Probably was. At one point, Clint Eastwood and Danny DeVito were attached. Now he's directing it himself, which is interesting. Is it this one? Yeah. And it looks pretty good. It has a bit of the... Jared Leto looks to be like the... that Strangler in LA from about the same time. I think the Strangler, I forget what he was called, the something Strangler, but he was before the 90s, but it looks to be around that time period, maybe in the 80s, early 80s, by judging by the cars and the fact there's no internet in it. The suits are kind of old, so I'm not sure what year it takes place in, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it looks like, here you go, the fourth victim found. Looks like a taut, sort of Seven type movie with elements. See, you can see the old style speedometer, elements of the Zodiac Killer and movies like that. But it is apparently an original screenplay, so it's it may have that look, but it's probably different. And, a lot of times I think writing a story based on real events is a bit of an albatross, because you're kind of stuck with the real events. Even if you change them a bit to, to augment the drama, you kind of end up stuck, Whereas if you're doing your own thing, you can pretty much do what you want. So here's Denzel Washington. He does a lot of these scenes where he's sitting in a car with a gun. And there's Jared Leto, and sort of like a back and forth thing. It's called The Little Things. And looks very cinematic. In theaters on January 29th, if there are any theaters left. With these two pretty good actors, the three of them. I always like Rami and the Hacker Show. What the hell was it called? I don't even remember it now. But yeah, he's blown up big time now. It's a shame the virus kind of put a damper on his career. He's sort of at his peak in terms of his look. He can be the lead. He's young enough to be the lead. He could be the supporting character. I think this is a Denzel Washington lead, though. So yeah, I would see this. I give it an upvote. I think it'll be decent. It looks decent. There's only so many ways you can go with the whole serial killer thing. I mean, they either find him or they don't. Sounds like they might not find him the way they describe it in the Wikipedia entry, because they describe Leto as the suspected killer. So maybe they never get around to it, or maybe they wrote that purposely to add some, doubt, to not give it all away. But that makes it all the more intriguing. So I would totally see it. But yeah, I mean, basically you either capture them or you don't. Pretty simple, but it's fun to watch them, put together the pieces and the various twists and turns and surprises. That does look a bit dark, but yeah, it's a movie about a killer, so it's got to be at least a little dark, right?